Man, it's the coach everybody's been waiting for. Everyone's been saying, when is Darreon Reddick going to come on the Summer Access Tour? Worked through all of his agents. We've worked through to get everything done.
Come on now.
His NIL's finally been agreed to. That's been a big topic of conversation. D-Red, good to see you,
My
brother.
guy, Luke, man. Welcome. Year 2, let's do it, man. Welcome, brother. Let's do it.
Year 2, take us through just – I'm sure there's many – I've asked this obviously to Coach Gibbs and other coaches already this summer. Where do you sense a difference with you just in terms of now you've been here for a year?
Yeah, it's a complete, 180, obviously just – and I always compare coaching to being a player because I'm still kind of on the younger side. But as a player going into, your second year, you're a better player naturally because you know the plays, you know the system, and it's same for me. Like I know what coach is expecting of me. I know where he want me at in practice, where he want my voice to be heard. So it's just a complete 180. Just having a whole staff back, having 6 returners back. So I just feel like a whole different coach. Obviously in year 2, feel a lot more confident here.
Player development is a huge piece to any program, and you and Tay are huge parts of it here. When you look back at the first year, what were things that you and Tay, and obviously the rest of the coaching staff too, they're included, but for you guys that really get to work with the guys outside of practice, what did you go like, hey, I liked what we did in year 1, and maybe there were areas like, hey, here's what we can change and try to do starting here in the summer here in year 2?
I think just knowing what to work on, right? Because, like, obviously you can come in the gym and just get up threes. Everybody loves to shoot threes and get up shots, but understanding Nagy's system, like what he likes. He's big on cutting. He's big on spacing. He's big on playing off 2 feet. So, basically, honestly, it's just knowing what to work on with the kids now instead of coming in here just freestyle and getting up shots, which is always good to do. But if your workouts could translate to the game and what coach wants, the workout is just 10 times better because it's going to translate a lot smoother.
When I say this next statement, it kind of implicates that last year's team, there weren't a lot of hard workers. I don't want that to come across when I say it, but in terms of getting in the gym and taking advantage of times, there aren't very many times where it's like this, where it's pretty quiet.
Sure. They always in here.
Have you sensed this summer just you hear the balls bouncing a little bit more?
Yeah, I think it's just it's a couple of factors in that. I think it's a trust thing, right? I know last year, like, everybody was new, so it's like, okay, do these guys know what they're talking about? And that's normal. I get it. And as the year went on, guys got in the gym more. They started trusting and seeing Nagy's words come true. You know what I'm saying? This year, having a chance to kind of recruit the guys more, build a relationship with them, and as us being year 2, they understand, okay, they see the vision. Now when they come to recruiting visits, we show them film of what we did last year and how you fit in. So they come into the year knowing, like, these coaches got a plan for me and they trust me. So I think it's just a mixture of both.
I could see throughout last year with you specifically, as the year went along, I could see your voice definitely. You started to find where your voice could be heard, and not just within the team, but of course with you as a staff.
Yeah.
When you look back at your first year in the program as a coach, where do you go, man, Darreon Reddick improved here as a coach last year? You were really proud of the growth that you made as a coach last year.
I would say, honestly, just the confidence to do it and not second guess yourself. Because honestly, I feel like I could do a lot of things well. It's just knowing when to do it and just having the confidence to do it. Like I said, and Coach Nagy, Coach Hogg, the older guys, they've never once, like cut me off, or something like that. So just knowing I could do a lot of things well, just having the time, just having the confidence to step up and do it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of really all it is. But I feel like I do a lot of things well.
Recruiting process, as you have said, you're not too far removed from your playing days. A little bit from the NIL days.
Exactly.
By the way,
man, I wish I was playing right now.
I know you do,
Wish I was playing.
And you've expressed that from time to time. But still, there is a way in a relationship that you can build with guys that I don't think a lot of coaches can.
Yeah.
When you were looking at, hey, who are guys that we should target this year? What were things that you maybe focused on more this year than a year ago?
First things first, always is just recruiting character. You got to have good kids that you can just trust, and that always translates on the court. And then it just comes from listening to what coach says. And during the season, you kind of got to really listen to what he says. It may be a game we lost, and he'll say something like, "We could have won this game if we had such and such that could do this, right?
Yeah.
Or it could be a certain play that he wanted to run or a scheme on defense where, we had a kid that could do this. We could have did it. So you listen to things like that, and obviously in the summer when it's just straight recruiting, he'll tell you, hey, we need a guard like this, a guy like this. So a little bit of listening and then just knowing what coach wants. Like, because obviously we all assistants have guys that we like that you got to pass on because they're not good fits. Fits is everything, you know what I'm saying? Like last year's team was a good team, but it just wasn't a Nagy type team. Like it wasn't a bad team, it was just a bad team for him, you know what I'm saying? So just understanding coach type guys he want, and I said first things first is always recruiting character.
It helps when you return everybody on staff from the cohesiveness. You've kind of alluded to it a little bit, and we have alluded to it in our interviews. But as a staff, when you know everybody is back, I mean, from Justin Inslee, your ops person, to all the way to you guys, easy is not really the word to use, but in terms of feeling like you're accomplishing more, that there's an ease of understanding more throughout, how much does it help that all of you guys are back? I mean, every part of this program is returning.
No, that's a blessing because a lot of time we say we got 6 returners, we really got 12 because, like I said, the whole staff came back. And, last year there'd be times where a player walk up to me like, when this happened, do this. I'll tell him, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't lie to you, I don't know. But now it's just different. You know what I mean? We know coach. And you can tell the workouts, like, we do group workouts, me and Tay do the guards and Coach Nagy's over there just chilling, having a conversation. Then it's the bigs, Will and Vaughn do. It's just staff has been great. There's just no egos. Everybody know their role. Everybody just know when to chip in. We're not trying to step on each other's toes. It's just been great. Same thing as being a player. You got some guys you play with for a year. The second year, y'all gonna know, are you gonna back cut here? It's the same thing with coaching. Like we know who gonna speak here, who gonna say this, who gonna run this. So it's just been love all around.
6 returners back. What about the 6 returners that are back where all of you on the staff go, yep, we're good with these guys coming back and we know they can make strides and improve?
Yep. Just first thing, like I said, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but high character group. Mayo, just being that leader. Drew also being a sophomore, being an older guy. Darreon's experienced and, he's taking strides. Jorge, high character kid, had a rough year last year as far as playing time, but never once had attitude. You know what I mean? He's getting better. And unfortunate for him, but Big Him has been good. He's lost weight, getting stronger. And Rollins, and you see the strides he's taking, being real vocal. But all of those dudes are high character. They all want to win, all passionate, and all coachable, all joy to coach.
Looking at this summer, and not that there's guys specifically, I mean, there's everyone you can talk about and say, man, this is an area I think he's really improved. But out of those 6 returners, what have you seen from a guy like Darreon this summer that, man, it's just like I really feel like Darreon that we're seeing who he is. And what I'm really referencing is not just him as a player, but he's showing his personality more. He's much more vocal. You see him in practices bringing guys aside and teaching them what they need to do if something's not clicking, or maybe a year ago it would go unnoticed or it would have to be a coach to bring it up. Do you see him as, hey, he knows he's in his last year and he really wants to make this year really count?
Yeah, it's a combination of everything. Obviously, when you're a senior, you got a sense of urgency now. It's like, okay, this is my last year. I want to go how I want to go. So he definitely has a senior sense of urgency. But I think he's got his joy back, and he's more comfortable. Obviously, step into a new situation, you're not going to be yourself fully. You're kind of going trying to pick and choose and still learn. But he got his joy back, and I think he said in his interview when he went home, and you always get your joy back when you go home. I remember my sophomore year, I had a slump. I went home for Christmas break, and being around some love, remembering who you are, and get back to yourself. So I think Darreon, that break, this summer break we had, he came back a whole new person, just being around family, probably going to his old stomping grounds, knowing he was a good player. So he's been a joy, just having urgency and having that joy back.
It's hard to equate this for those who don't get the opportunity to be here every day, but when you think of the program last year and going through it, Mayo's always has been able to use his voice.
Always.
Mayo's voice has always been heard from times, but there is a feeling and an understanding of the voice is hitting a little bit different this year, if you kind of understand what I'm implying. And you saw as the year went along, I think Mayo's role really developed in a much stronger role. And I mean, the play made at UIC. There's so many great examples you can point to of that impacted. But now it almost feels like it's reaching more guys. Do you get that sense this summer that one, he has been able to take personal strides and improve himself, but it's not just him talking now. It just seems like it's resonating a little bit more than what it did a year ago.
It's just, I mean, guys just respect him because his work matches his words. You know, like he's not a guy that's gonna come here and talk and go have speed in the drills. You know what I'm saying? So I think we just have a good group of guys. You know, the freshmen know we're freshmen, so we need to be great listeners. Same with the sophomores. Like, I think we have a very aware group. You know, guys know who the leaders are. Guys know, okay, I'm not a leader, but I still could bring energy and I still could be a great follower. I think guys are just aware, and they know Mayo puts the work in. So when he talk, you know, let's listen.
You get to work with all the guys, but when you've had the opportunity to get with Isaiah Stafford, what are areas that you've tried to help him? Because I think everyone could sense in June, especially when he was coming back, as he said, look, I was trying to get my legs back, trying to get back to in shape to a level that he knows he can be at. What has impressed you when you've been able to work with him this summer?
A lot of things. Zay is he a real pro. You know, he's a real vet. You know, like a freshman may text you, you know, once or twice a week, a random time to work out, but he has a regimen, a schedule. You know, we get it in after practice every day, you know, and it's not even a text. You just know, look at me like, you ready? Let's do it. So he's just real detailed. He knows his flaws in his game, what he want to work on, and obviously, like, I watch his game too, so I give him stuff to work on. But the main thing is I tell him, like, you know, we know it's a process. We're going to be patient with you. Like, don't try to come out here and show guys you 100% if you're not. That's how you get hurt. Like, the staff, we trust in Zay. We know what he's done, and we just tell him, like, we're gonna be with you this whole process. It may be days where you feel good. The next day you come back, you feeling worse than you did yesterday. And we're not going to be like, why you not the same Zay from yesterday? Like, we understand the process. So he's a pro. He gets his work in, you know, and we with him. We don't understand what he's going through. We got his back.
When there are days that maybe get tough for him,
Yeah.
what do you try to do as a guy that you've had to battle through adversity as a player and even now as a young coach? Like, what do you try to be like, hey, you're good, man? Like, what do you try to do that you see your role of being a pickup guy?
It's hard in practice because the guys is competing, but even like today, I was just asking, like, everything good with you straight? Like, you know, just little small gestures like that.
Yeah.
But it's more so done, you know, behind the scenes. You know, it may be a phone call, just check up with them, everything good, or take them to lunch. It's just little things like that, small gestures. And sometimes it don't have to be basketball talk because guys is, you know, they known for being basketball players anyway. So they kind of want to get a vacation from that. It may be just take them out to lunch and just ask, you know, how your family doing? How was summer break? You know, TV shows you're watching. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different things like that. Because sometimes guys need, you know, you need a break from basketball. There's so much pressure these days, especially with social media.
Yeah.
Guys getting paid. People know how much you getting paid on the team. So sometimes you need a break from basketball. That's what it may be.
Well, you helped get one the league bay here. Now you got two. What's been the joys of having both of them here? And when you thought it was a possibility that Prince could come here, what stood out on film initially where you guys are like, I think he's a fit?
Man, it's been a joy coaching him. And obviously, Rollins helped a lot in the recruiting process, but Prince as a player, he's been playing at a high level since like he's played varsity in 7th grade, right? He's been playing at a high level, so he's battle tested, and he has a very, very high IQ. And I knew Coach Nagy loves like high IQ guys, and Prince is very smart. Like in film, he's gonna ask questions. He knows when to step in, he knows when to back it off. But I just told Prince, man, when I said, man, like, you got a chance to come here and change your family's legacy, right? Because you already a great player. But imagine what it's going to do to your little brother when he see the work you put in and the benefits you get from it, right? And then I said, once Rollins see that, he going to turn into a player. They also have a younger brother. And I said, okay, now you're going to change your younger brother's life as well. So it's just like, I put it something like that, man. Like, it's not just a basketball decision. It's a kind of a legacy decision, in my opinion. Just come here and then it trickle down. So it's been a joy coaching them. And you probably can tell in practice, like, Rollins has a different level, a different intensity to him. Because you see Prince out there, you know, and they naturally competitive, and it's been a pleasure coaching both of them. They great kids.
The league bays are competitive? You're telling me something I don't know. I never see in practice. You kidding me?
Yeah.
When you say, I don't know how much you can speak to it, but other than just I know their family, but what are areas from the experience level that Prince has and the different – how has he pushed Rollins, you feel, to be a better version of himself?
I would say just experience is the best teacher, and obviously this is Prince's 4th year. So he the IQ part. Like Rollins plays very hard. He knows he plays very hard. He said in the interview he needs to work on slowing down. Like Prince has unbelievable pace in the post. He takes his time, plays off 2 feet, pump fake. Like he has unbelievable pace, and that's what Rollins honestly needs to his development. And I think just you may see it a time where Rollins turn the ball over and Prince, hey, slow down, breathe, look at this next time. So I think that's been the biggest thing. It's more mental. I think Rollins can do everything on the court skill-wise, but Prince is just mentally farther because he's been in college longer. So I think just mental side is you'll see the biggest growth with Prince and Rollins together.
Don't think there's much of a debate. The biggest need for this team in the offseason was getting a point guard.
Yep.
How does Kellon House really fill that role?
Kellon just a hooper. Like you probably could he probably grew up playing on the playground. You know what I'm saying? Like he just loved basketball. He's a guy just confident with the ball. He's only a sophomore, which is it's crazy, but he's confident with the ball. He's been a joy to coach. Like he's a guy, 5 seconds left where you may think, oh no, they about to be a turnover, and he just make a play out of nowhere. He's just a hooper. Obviously gets his work in, but you can tell he just genuinely loves the game. He loves basketball, and I think you got a guy like that at the point guard spot. It's contagious. Like guys like playing with him. He pushes the pace. He's a big time playmaker. So now Kellon's been a joy. He's gonna be really good.
Initially, when you meet Kellon, he may come across as pretty quiet, reserved.
Yep.
But what's been good to see this summer is the communication piece. I think has gotten bigger and better for him, and he understands that that's going to be really important being the point guard.
Yep, and obviously it happened on his recruiting, his visits, and just that whole process. And Nagy's told him, like, on my championship teams, I've had, great point guards, and I'm going to be hard on you. I'm going to need you to get out your comfort zone because, he is a naturally quiet kid, but you want to win, you got to get out your comfort zone. And I just get credit to Nagy. Told him, like, hey, we're going to put a lot of faith in you, but I'm going to be hard on you. I need you to do this. And, to this day, Kellon stepped to the plate.
Look, if you were coming up probably in this modern age, I think you'd be doing all the TikToks like Luke Walsh and all the young freshmen do. But
see that.
We'll put that aside. But what have you enjoyed of the freshmen? Because we had a conversation kind of off to the side of, like, they're freshmen. I mean, you really see the joy of being in college for them this year.
They just high character. They high character. They good kids, and like you said, they just a good time. Like you come around, they go crack jokes. It's like they freshmen. They the ones playing in the stretching lines, dancing. Like Jalen's, you like to call himself a troll. Luke Walsh screaming with Mayo. DP more quiet, but if you work out DP after, like DP late night, he's a funny kid. So like you said, just being a freshman and they just grateful. You know what I mean? I think it's hard to find kids with this whole NIL era to be grateful for a situation. And they had a great school playing basketball, college paid for, and they making money. And you could tell they really genuinely happy to be here.
It's hard, probably even harder now because of the transfer portal to make an impact as a freshman in today's landscape, and even more so in a league like the Missouri Valley.
Exactly.
But without putting like huge loads of expectations, what can those guys add or contribute to the team this year to fill important roles?
They just need to bring energy, right? They need to bring energy. And it's kind of be like a Swiss Army knife. Just be, as a freshman, you never know your number going to be called. But if it is, you got to be ready. It's hard. It's a hard job to be a freshman in college, especially on a good team, which we think we have this year. But there's always bring energy. There's always, because there's going to be long road trips where the guys play a lot of minutes, and you got to always bring positive energy. And obviously, if you want to go on the court, got to defend, which I think they all competitive on defense. But it is having that energy, man, positive energy at all times.
How much of a focus for you guys as a staff, and really how that has been sent to the team, especially this summer, of we want to be known for defense. Mm-hmm. That is an area where I know when kind of Coach Nagy got the job, everyone talked about how efficient his teams were and the points they put up, what they shot, and offensive numbers kind of drive that attention. But it does appear that this summer there has been a clear focus that we're going to spend 95% of our team workouts on the defensive side.
I mean, you probably heard Coach Nagy say, like, he likes to recruit good offensive players that can score on their own, and then we teach them how to guard. And I think it's a good recipe because, we have guys that can score, but obviously, like I said, defense wins championships. Like guys not going in the gym on their own, working on defensive slides and closeouts and taking charges. They come in the gym and get shots up. So we're going to score. You know, we're going to score. We got some good offensive players, but you know how it is in that tournament, man. Especially on a neutral court. I done seen great shooting teams can't make a shot just because it's a different court, different environment. But you know, if your defense travels, it always give you a chance to win. So we just really want to be the best defensive team in the league, and you can tell in practice is we harping on it and talking on defense, rebounding. So if we can guard and be a top defensive team in the league, you know, there's no excuse why we shouldn't win.
Now, I don't know if he was always telling me the truth, but, you know, Coach Dana Ford would always tell me that you were the player that would be getting in the gym and practicing your slides, and it would not be the offensive side.
You kind of had to a D4, man. D4, he used to lock the balls. And you had to go there and slide a couple times before you get some shots over him. So now he probably did say that.
When you looked at the rest of the summer, what is giving you the energy level? And look, it's your job, it's your livelihood, D-Red, so I know that really explains in itself, but what is it that's drawing this group specifically, just the high energy level where everybody truly is, I think, each and every day looking forward to coming to the gym?
We just want to win. I know I want to win. Like, I hate to sound selfish about it, but I'm with a great staff, and it's like it's always a slide we show the recruits of kind of basically bragging on the staff, and it shows everybody there with a championship. You know, it is Will Veazey from his Butler days, cutting down the net. There's Nagy from the Wright State days. Tay is along with him. You got Coach Hawk from his Western Michigan days, and you got Vaughn from Loyola. You know, I mean, everybody on that slide with me. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a bad thing. But it's like I just want to win. You know, winning. That's what we're here for. Obviously, want to grow as individuals and be better men, and help these kids become young men. And but winning is what we're here for. I just want to win. I know the guys want to win too. We got some guys on their last year who, obviously won some games. Nobody on the team has, been to the tournament. Coaches always says that. So we just want to win. I know I want to win bad.
Coach, it's always great to catch up with you.
Yeah.
We appreciate the time, brother, and look forward to the rest of the summer.
My guy.
Darreon Reddick. Yep. Also, by the way, big fan of Squid Game. Darreon Reddick as well. Great show. For just a little plug for all those.
Yeah,
our summer access coverage continues for Saluki basketball here in 2025.